Right.
So it varies depending on who you are with. If it's a marriage, if it was built up on sex, then it wouldn't last.
Right.
But if it was built up on friendship, companionship, and all that, then sex is just a bonus.
So in a whole, what percentage does sex count up to?
We'll say maybe 40 to
40%.
Yes.
So without the sex, you can do.
You can do anything.
Right.
Without sex.
Emma, you agree with Pascal?
Yeah, I do.
To what extent? You can be in a relationship without sex.
Yeah, you can be in a relationship without sex. Sex is not about everything in a relationship. You can have a friend who doesn't talk to you about anything,
right?
But always you will need a companion person. Like you want to talk to this person without sex. Because right now, relationship, most guys are. If you're not in a relationship and you don't want to have sex, they don't want to be in a relationship with you.
Yes, of course. They see you as a friend.
I really agree with them. Whatever they're saying is really makes sense.
Right, fantastic. So let's look at this, guys. If you're in a relationship with someone and sex goes out of the window, can the relationship stay?
Sometimes.
Can it be strong, Emma?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
On the other hand, sometimes it might fail.
Yeah.
Right? Of course.
Well, it depends on what mind you have in a relationship.
It depends on
the reason why you came into the relationship.
Yeah.
As
Your motive.
Earlier.
Yeah.
Everything is about motive.
But a
Whatever.
lot of these men nowadays, their motive is to go in for the sex anyway.
Yeah.
That's for
Most
them. These days, for most people, sex is a game.
Right.
It's not like we used to cherish in our days where you have to wait for the right person, you have to be in love, you have to like the person and all that. These days they see you and like, whoa, I like this one, and
might as well have that one.
You know.
I think it goes back to what I said earlier. You know, sex is physical, emotional, and spiritual.
Yeah, right.
And for men, a lot of the time, it's more of a physical activity.
Right.
It's a release. The tension builds up in you. You need to have it released. So that's what a lot of men go in for.
Right.
Not all, but then with women too, it's emotions. Like she said, they are saying
Of course.
companionship.
With women, it's mainly emotions.
It's mainly emotions. And so the two sexes come from those angles. And with the spiritual, it's like both, because spiritual is more like an identity thing.
Of course.
Maybe through having sex with this particular person, I'll feel more of a powerful person, or
Right.
you know, that's where you have the groupies and sugar daddies and all those things, because you are who you are through who you have sex with. You understand? So those three levels are also very important when you discuss it, because different sexes come from different, generally, but I mean, of course, there are exceptions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. What are the advantages to you? Is it just the fun?
Number one, to make babies.
Right. So, okay, as a woman, number one, to make babies. Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Number two, to release stress.
Release stress.
Yes.
Right.
And number three, to bond.
To bond.
To bond
Right.
with the other person. Yes.
Right. Fantastic. Okay.
I would say,
Seth.
I'll continue on the communication topic. I think it's the closest two people can get emotionally, physically, and spiritually. That's the closest you can actually get without actually leaving your body and entering into someone else's body,
Right.
spiritually or whatever. So it's the closeness, the bonding that
Closeness,
Pascaline
the
is talking about.
Right.
But again, you see, especially for women, it depends on what is going on all around the relationship, not just on what's happening in the bedroom.
Right.
You see, that's why we say the foreplay starts from the kitchen, starts from the living room. It doesn't actually start once you get into the bed.
Yes.
You understand? So that's why I say that it's communication.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Emma,
It makes the relationship
it
exciting.
makes the relationship
exciting.
exciting.
Yes.
So it's for the
love,
fun.
There's caring. This is just for fun.
For the fun. For you, it's for the fun.
No. No.
It's not for the fun.
No, it's not for the fun.
So
But
what
I
is
mean,
it
it
for?
makes
It's
the
part of
relationship.
it.
Yes, it's part of it.
Makes it more exciting.
Yeah, more.
Okay. So, Pascaline, you mentioned releases stress,
Yes.
tension.
Yes.
Can you explain a bit more?
Let's say, for instance, if you're in a relationship and maybe there's little fights and there, communication gap and all that,
Right.
from work, you're stressed out and
Right.
everything. If you have a partner who understands you, I mean, from just sitting and chatting and holding hands, you see that one thing leads to the other and to the other, and by the time you finish having sex, you're like released. Everything has become lighter for you.
Right.
So it just makes it easier for you to even talk about certain things that earlier on you could have talked about with too much emotions.
Right.
So was it the kissing and the cuddling that solved it, or the sex itself? That's what I mean.
All the communication prior to that.
Everything together.
All the
Starts
communication
from-
prior to
yes,
that. So
yes,
there needs to be that form of communication first
Exactly.
of all.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
So back
Seth,
to
do
the
you agree with the same thing?
with the communication aspect? Oh yes.
Not necessarily
What
communication.
then?
The sex helps release tension and stress and all that.
Well, there are plenty of other ways to also release tension and stress. You know, that's why I was also, not that I disagree, I'm just saying. And that's why I was asking her whether it's a kissing, a cuddling, cuddling and the whatever you do before the sex that actually brings the communication, because she
Right.
mentioned that sometimes the stress comes from work. Fine, I understand that. But if it comes from the relationship, that you're not actually communicating well with your partner, I think just jumping into bed and bonking each other's heads off is not going to solve your communication problem.
Right.
So it's not a substitute, but it can be an additional and an extension, you see.
Right.
Otherwise, all that's wrong with the relationship could actually come into say, sometimes sex too is also about power.
Yes.
So if there's a power play outside the bedroom, it's going to come into the bedroom. It won't magically disappear once you're in the bedroom.
Right.
You understand?
So
So,
if a woman is dominating a relationship,
yes.
automatically that shows in the bedroom?
Not automatically, no. In fact, sometimes it's interesting. It can be the reverse. Sometimes you see a
So that's when the man is
you see a very calm man and a very forceful woman, and you
Yes.
think, hey, Charlie, how does this man handle this woman? But in the bedroom, she's more of a mouse and he's more of the
Yes,
bulldog
of course.
kind of thing.
Yes.
So it can also work that way.